Good morning, pet YouTubers. Welcome. About to get the day started. You know, we are looking at the November 24th contracts, and I posted those in the OM Plays room, so go take a look at that if you want. I also posted the SPY contracts. Alrighty, so there is the market open. We have some green candles right up the gate, bouncing off of R1. We've got this top resistance here at 471.10. Market right now is bright green. All of the top 8 is green. All the X sectors are green except for energy. The banks are up as well. Energy, what's it looking like? It's basically flat. It's not even selling off. It's just flat. XLU is selling off, but that's the smallest of the X's. Don't expect that to make too much headway. QQQ, 405.64. Interesting. It's crazy seeing the Qs in the 400s now. Nutty stuff. NASDAQ is 100 points off of last night's bounce where it opened. Futures nice bright green candles here. SPX gap up to 47.18. SPY is now bouncing off of R1 heading up to R2. Let's take a look around the X's. XLK. Green and up. XLV is selling off. Interesting. So they were up. They sold off there. XLF is up and climbing. XLY. XLI there. So for the most part, everything is up. We have a couple of red candles out of the gate. Real estate's got a little red here. But SPY and everything else is pretty much green and climbing. Let's take a look at the top 8. What's going on? Apple's up another 1%, spiking over 162. Man, the long-term profiler loves that. Microsoft is green and climbing. Amazon getting a little bounce off of the sell-off from Friday. Nice green candle. Facebook is green and climbing. Nvidia and Tesla. So, for the most part, everything is nice and green. Right off of R1 and blasting up even higher. And I'm going to turn on my indicators here. I was doing some recording this weekend, so I turned all this stuff off. There it is. I posted the new veteran ranges, by the way. I took down the OM session ranges because Laughlin updated it. No, that was Bob. Yeah, Bob did this one. He created the vet session ranges, which cured some of the timing problems we had. So thanks to Bob. Alrighty. And let's look around here. Just bear with me a second. Alrighty. Let's go in here. I can see some comments flying in the YouTube. Good morning, Tristan. How you doing? Sounds like I'm in the bathroom. Oh, I know why. Yeah, I know why.
There we go. That should fix the problem. Boom. What's up, Joe? Matthew? BJ? Base Monkey? Large Boy with an I? Good morning. How do I get your SR levels each day? Mike, yeah, if you go sign up for the Patreon, I post them every day for our Patreon subscribers in the pre-market analysis channel in the Discord. The new ranges is vet session ranges. No longer OM session ranges, it's vet session ranges. Same way, just go into TradingView, search for the indicators, vet session range, and it'll pop them right up. Yeah, you're welcome, Toasty. Yep. Yeah, I was doing some recording with my Streamlabs, so I had the microphone still set to my recording microphone, not my streaming microphone. So you were hearing some echo in the background. It was picking up the other microphone. So still learning the tech side of things. Chris says, just subscribe to the Patreon. Is there a way to see your screen in there? Only on YouTube. Nope, the screen is just on YouTube for now. Right now it's voice in the stream, in the Patreon stages. All right, so green candle. This is what I was talking about. Big rejection. Top wick right above R2. This is what I want to be. I'm playing it safe this week. I remember I traded last year during Thanksgiving week. I remember this, and I fought it all week, and it was choppy. And then the Friday, of course, it was just dead flat. I remember being a super tight range on Thanksgiving, Black Friday. So, and I'll post the TradingView link in the pre-market analysis channel. Into theta plays this week? Potentially. Potentially. Nice green climbing up here through R2. Heading up to R3. Some green on some QQQ, SPX. Things are looking quite green. What's healthcare doing? Healthcare wicked up the red. That might throw in some volatility if that rebounds. XLF had some red then green. Everything else looking status quo. All right, nice big green candles. Bought that red up. Heading back up to R3. So VIX came off of their high of 1835 and dropping. I want to focus on the VIX as well today because that is going to be a big one. Let me come down here and change that to VIX right there. And make sure everything interval and time are both correlated. I don't want the symbol correlated. I just want that. So SPY is there. Okay, good to go. Right off of R3. And I think R3 was the big one. Let me double check that one. I think that was the strong one. Yep, R3 was the strong resistance. Futures now at 47.20 and climbing. Veteran says that 47.04 on SPX is the over-under for the day. Big green moves here, bouncing off of 470.60 and now at 471.60. So a dollar move off of the little low there in pre-market. JPAL got renominated. Isn't that super bullish? I wouldn't call it super bullish. I would say, incrementally bullish. At that point, I mean, what's really changed? JPAL doesn't make the policy. He's just the puppet. He's just the puppet. So, he has to answer to other people. So, he's not going to do anything that the government itself isn't backed. Although, yes, the market will probably anticipate that as bullish. Lock these babies. School is out this week, so all the kids are running around the house. If you hear some children happily playing in the background, that is what it is. I'm going to lock these babies up here. I'm going to dig a little bit in a little bit. All right, clean rejection right off R3. Yep, if you are listening to, make sure you're going to this Patreon stages, not the Patreon voice channel. In fact, I think I might just go ahead and remove the Patreon channel for now. Boom. There we go. So let's dig in here and start tidying up the watch list with this little move. 471 SPX, I'm going to update these right here. 20 seconds. All right, SPY watch list is updated. Now I'm going to come into the SPX and do the same. Oh, yeah. Posted. Eugene, if you only got SPX, so if you go into the the pre-market analysis channel on the left, you'll see the posting. It's my pre-market analysis card. Get those levels off that. Should be good to go. Do I chart previous day high and low, pre-market high? No, I just post the levels. Yep. I delete all the levels off every morning and I reform the levels. That it keeps me from incorporating any bias off of prior levels. I want new stuff. So watching the VIX here, this, I'm going to draw me a line right here. This is a strong pivot off of, I don't want that right there for the VIX. In fact, I'm going to set me an alarm on this line. Set alarm. Crossing only once. Yeah, I'll do crossing. Good to go. I want to know when that thing touches that. Yeah, my trading view was a touch slow this morning, which is, a little common. I think it's maybe the massive influx of people right as market open. Alrighty then. For those who are wanting to get a Options Millionaire hoodie at our new merch store, we're going to be doing a Black Friday sale on those. Be on the lookout for the pricing as we come out in the later of the week. So if you want to get you one of those, there'll be a nice discount on those as well, in addition to what we already have. If you want to take a look, www.theoptionsmillionaire.com. We actually have some cool new shirts coming in. We're testing the fabrics on choosing which type of fabric we want to go with the new shirts. But be on the lookout for that. And the designs will be finalized, and we'll let you know what y'all want. All right, so we have this red rejection right off of R3 coming down to R2. And if you're looking at that pre-market analysis channel, you'll see this one I've indicated is the strongest of the R levels. So keep a close eye on this R3. Volatility is VIX, VIX. Man, nice clean rejection off of R3. Beautiful. All right, let's take a look around here. What are the rates doing today? 1.59 after coming down 1.53. Apple's still very strong. Microsoft, look at that. 1.38 on Microsoft. Amazon, Google. God. I tell you what, man. The craziness that we've had the past 18, 22 years, man, with all this crazy bullishness has been fun. It's been fun and very profitable. But when this thing finally does implode, it's going to be epic. It's going to be epic. It's great. Some of these prices, it's hard to believe. Me being doing this for so long, it's crazy to see some of the prices that we see. Q's in the 400s, SPY up, close to 500. Freaking Apple is over 163. Tesla 1200. Nut stuff. Crazy stuff to see. Look at that hammer right off R2. So I'll be looking to play the breakout over R3 here. A backwards bull market, yeah. Now that is a strong candle off of R2. Strong candle. Decreasing volume, strong candle here. Let's see if we get another rejection off of R3. Tech is just straight line going up. Would you look at put leaps? Once the writing is on the wall, yeah, I would consider some put leaps. I mean, not even leaps. I would probably do some longer swing plays. I wouldn't consider them as leaps. Once things are kind of down that path. And I don't anticipate that anytime soon, but when the day does come, I'll look at some long-term swings, probably 6-month plays, 4 or 5 6-month plays. Those seem to work out pretty well. I would actually formulate the same plan that I did with my big Amazon play. I would do multiple strikes, multiple expirations to take advantage of different levels of volatility on some plays once it does come. All right, VIX now at 1768, and SPY is holding right here at R3. All right, so this is where I'll be watching closely. We've got this red candle, and we've got the volume is starting to decrease, and we're currently hurling over R3. QQQs finally has a red candle, the first red candle of the day. Obviously, everything is very bullish. There's a 15-minute there, there's a 5-minute, there's a 3-minute. And SPY is still tinkering with R3, just popping new hires every little bit, just nibbling up there, but still straddling R3. And yeah, I'll be waiting for the rubber band theory to break here and pop up under aggression. Ryan, no, I saved these levels, the prices for my Patreon subscribers. Posted a new video yesterday, how to trade long straddles. I'm going to be going deeper into, I'm going to kind of fluctuate, alternate between a very beginner level options video and a little more advanced and start tinkering deeper and deeper into the way down into the long, the short straddles, short straddles, short strangles, credit spreads, that kind of thing, longer plays, premium collecting plays, and then I'll flip back and forth between that and some basic stuff for the newer options trader so we can get a whole big consensus on some education. Finally getting a little bounce there off R3. All right, so I'm going to have the calls up ready to go because it's GameStop. Nutty stuff as we just grind higher and higher. So tech is very much strong, and it's just blasting everything up right now. We've got a lot of upwards mobility, 4.5% on Tesla, 4.5% on Nvidia, 1.8% on Apple, 1.2% on Microsoft, and 1.8% on Facebook. Just incredibly green day. And even this candle is just going up and up and up, bouncing off R3 hard. What's implied volatility on these babies? 10.4%. Nice. Nice, JB10. Closing out his call leg on the straddle. Man, biggest green candle of the day so far. We're now 472.33, $2 almost off of the pre-market lows there. Oh man, thing is still climbing. Tried to hit a fill order, couldn't get, or a limit order couldn't get filled on these things. As we are blasting right up past R3 and going to R4. VIX right now is not moving from this thing. We're still hovering to 1765. Going to the options chain, you can check the implied volatility for the options. Yeah, so veterans high SPX in my R4 are correlated along with spot gammas. So once again, we keep blasting up through R3 up to R4, 472.74, and we just ate through all of these levels. Strong gamma resistance all the way up here as we bounced off that big OI order at 4,700. Max would be up to 474 if we get up that high, which I'll have to calculate on S5 if we start climbing up there. We'll see how things start to shake out. Anywhere from 2 to 5, Jeff. Wait a reversal. So what IV do I plan to pay for? It all depends on market conditions. It depends. Optimally, when you're playing long positions, you want to buy in low IV environments and let that IV start to increase your premiums, and other way around if you're gonna sell those plays. Definitely, you want to try to find that on the precipice of a move, like right before a big move. And right here, QQQ is still climbing up. VIX is holding 1762 right now. SPY 472.40. I tried to get a limit fill there, but the thing moved a little too quick for me off of R3. Wish I did now. It's $2 higher than that's 20. That would have been a nice 20 or 30 percenter. But yeah, I had it filled at $10. It's now sitting at $12 right now. So right on up to R4, QQQ up there. Let's come down here. Bonds are basically flat. XLF is getting a bounce off here, driving up. So XLV, F, and Y both have this bounce that are just driving everything higher. And now we're just testing R4 now. So we've got 12 minutes until the market is set, or until the morning range is set. We already have let's see, almost a $2 range, which is a crazy range, as we're just grinding higher and higher. Every candle is grinding up. Let's see how the R4 shakes out. We have some incredibly strong action here on tech now, man. 4.5%. Just absolutely just beast mode. Tesla or Apple now is up 2%. They were up. They just keep grinding high. Every time I look at them, they're up like 0.5% higher. Just nutty stuff. Am I expecting reversal or a continuation? That's a good question. That's a good question. We're starting to dig right into some heavy resistance. Now that we've broken through a few of these levels, I'll be watching this right here to see how things start to shake out. We blasted all through these resistance. We checked up on all of them. Here we bounced off of one. Here we rejected and then bounced off. And now we're rejecting R4. So we're checking up on all these things. But after it consolidates for a few minutes, every one of them just blasts right on through. So it's eating up some resistance like it's not even there. And now we have this top one here at R4. Amazon's flat. Google is just selling off, or down 0.75%. Apple, another big pop. Just going. Coming up now to R4 again. And VIX hasn't even moved with this latest move. It's just been staying flat here, consolidating in this range with this little pop. It's got an uptick in volume with those big pops there, and now we're still in right here. All right, let's watch what happens. Maybe we get a little little pullback and then go, or do we just consolidate here and blast through R4? This will be a key point to determine what happens the rest of the day. Yep, it's a strong one. Hey, Rico, the Discord is free to join. You can come in there and take a look. We do have a paid section of it. That's what I post a lot of the high-level detail, the supports and resistance levels, pre-market analysis, and the commentary. Links are all down in the description if that's something you want to be a part of. All right, so no big deal, no big deal. We'll get our play in. Looking at this stuff, there's a great deal of gamma expiring on the November 24th, and it's right above or right under these current levels here. So the move going forward from here will be quite interesting in terms of what it wants to do, especially on a shorter week. Open interest on both puts and calls are still incredibly high at the 4,700 level. The gamma notional model is still reflecting a hedging possibility coming up this week with a lot of gamma expiring on the 24th, and then right now max gamma is currently pinned at 474 on SPY. There's a whole bunch of gamma situated around these levels, and then the open interest is commensurate with these levels as well. So if we go higher here, I'll probably set a level somewhere around the 474-ish level, and I'll calculate those once we pop up. In fact, I'm probably go ahead and go and calculate it at R5 right now. Yeah. So if they do have a large amount of gamma expiring, usually the market will try to pin around that level. So that's actually a good observation here. There's a significant amount of 4,700, right around the lower 4,700. So I am surprised that we are pulling away this aggressively from that. But now we'll see how the gamma shifts after going forward with all this gamma expiring today. And here we go, another green candle, just blasting right up through R4. I'm going to go have to adjust. Oh, man, that would have been a nice 47% gain that I missed out on. Let me come here. I'm going to go up to different strikes as well, as we're just eating through R4. The significance of R4 is quite hard, and the fact that we're just blasting through this, that means that there's a lot of bullish action coming along here, especially with tech. And SPY or SPX is up 40 points from the close. So VIX has now fallen to 1759. Wow. I just tried to get it fill at 970, and now it's already 1070. These things are moving so fast, I may have to start pinning the limits up a little higher. This thing's moving too aggressively. That's 2 miss entries now. Let's see if we can get in here. Yep, I'm trying to get in here. I tried to get off right there, but it would not let me get in there. So another missed one. Yep, trying to get in some calls here. I posted the updated watch list in the plays. VIX is now finally popping through the consolidation down to 1755. QQQ is still nice and large and climbing. We don't have an S5 and S6 right now. I'm going to come in here and figure out what they are now. 472 right there. But it's already above where I would set R5 at, so. But I'm going to set it. Stand by for a second. There we go. All right, R5 is 473.15, R6 is 474.05. All right. So right above R5 now, and a red candle right on top of it. Sorry, just doing a lot of back work here, looking at stuff. Boeing's down. Okay, good, good. The lower Boeing falls, the more I will buy. Good. 211. Love to see it. Bring it down to. I hope it goes down to 190. I will buy an egregious amount of Boeing if we drop that low. VIX there, 1756. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know if the Powell news is actually associated with the bullishness. Like that's not really that big of an event, but maybe it's the retail traders going nuts because they like Powell. All they know is Powell. So right up here at R5, got a little red candles, QQQ. Nice up there. Right between R5 and R4, 473. I got to post these in here. R6 will be considerable. I mean, I keep saying that there's quite a bit of resistance here. That's why I said R3 was a strong resistance, which it is, but it blew through that like it was nothing. And R6 is the biggest of the big. That's the largest amount of resistance there in terms of gamma and open interest. So, or not open interest, but there is a large order there. So, thanks, Merrick. Appreciate that. Well done on the entry. Nice, Luis. 6K and done. Strong moves. Almost $2.50 off of the lows. Almost $3 now. $3. Alrighty, so we're right through top of veterans PVI range right there. SPY is still sitting right here under R5, and let's see where we go from there. This is a big pop from the morning. A lot of volume, a lot of carry through all of the resistance levels, and just climbing on up. I've posted the R5 and R6 in the pre-market analysis channel. What was my biggest trade? Biggest trade was Amazon. It was a stock purchase back in, I think, August. It was my biggest ever trade. Right up to R5 again. My biggest loser percentage-wise was the in terms of account was my original loss back in what 10 over a little bit 10 years ago. My biggest loss that blew up my account. Biggest loss dollar amount was through Tesla in December. But that's fine. I made a killing off Tesla going up through 2020. But in December 2020, I elected to start shorting Tesla, thinking it was over 650. There's no way it could possibly go any higher. And yeah, I quickly changed my tune. I'm not sure about that one, Mark. I don't know. Maybe someone who's well versed in that can do better than me. So SPY is up 4.3 points right now, up to 473.24 on R5. I'll be looking at calls if we pop above here with the same level of volume we have. Otherwise, I'm just kind of sitting out here. Quite an aggravating morning. I've missed 2 plays. I'm sitting there looking at 2 different canceled orders, one of which would be well over 100% right now if I would have actually got into that play. But yeah, is what it is. Is what it is. Apple's up 165. Yeah. Crazy stuff. Let's see. Updating everything here while we got a little break in the action. All right, morning range is set. Yeah. I'm gonna. There's a little bit of slight there of adjustments. 473.46 to 470.79 right there. What made you start giving us SR levels on SPX? A lot of people have requested it, so plus it's just an easy conversion. Yeah, this is definitely a trend day, Chris. Definitely a trend day. America says I have Apple in my long term and been thankful. Yeah, Apple, I do well. Apple and Amazon are my 2 biggest holdings. Amazon's my biggest holding. Apple is my second biggest. How do I feel about the new Apple car? I think it's more of a. I'll believe when I see it, that type of thing. I'll believe when I see it. Yeah, it's alright, Uncle Bill, so did I. Sometimes it happens. No big deal. Jeff Bezos. You know better not to say that. When's the last time you shorted anything long term in this market? Oh man, I think November. It was before. It was before the initial vaccine announcement back in November 2020. I was shorting Norwegian Airlines. I think was the last thing. If I remember, I have to go back and look at my trade log. That was the last thing I shorted long term. Nope, nope, nope. I remember Nikola. I was shorting Nikola into the winter time, into January, February, and that worked beautifully. What a garbage company that is. Actually, I was buying puts because those shares were hard to borrow. So actually, I was buying puts on those. So I wasn't actually. I was just riding the downside via puts. I tried to, Eugene, but didn't get it filled. Didn't get filled. I like Elon Musk better than Jeff. It's going to take for a lot for me to buy puts when tech is up, like half the tech stocks are up 4%. So, especially with this kind of action here through R5. Yep, I shorted American. Yeah, I did. I shorted American. Never bought puts on American, but I did short them. I did short them several times. Yeah, the reason why I elected to short positions, going through the summer and fall of 2020, is because I was still, although bullish, there was still a lot of uncertainty. You know, we have to realize we didn't have a vaccine yet. Everyone was talking about vaccine talk. When was that going to be posted? So market conditions were a little less sure about some things. So instead of buying puts and fighting time because I wasn't exactly sure when, I elected to short positions. So I was shorting everything left and right that was even based on Corona stuff. I was shorting American Airlines. I was shorting cruise lines, mainly Norwegian. I shorted Carnival a few times. Things were great. Things were great, man. It was a great time. I had a lot of fun in 2020. Not yet, James. I missed a few entries. But thanks for joining. Appreciate you being here. Nice stuff, Rats. 5 for 5. Great stuff. And then, of course, I entered my biggest trade on Amazon in August, July, somewhere around there. And then, yeah. Got a couple of top wicks forming here. We're currently at R5, smaller candle, smaller volume. And we're watching for a springboard or a rejection here. Hard pressed for me to buy puts until I see some major reversals in price action. Not on a day like today. So today I'm pretty much going to forget about puts unless I see otherwise. I'm not interested in scalping puts here. I think the higher probability play is to play calls when the action calls for it. Until I see a reversal in the trend. Palantir will have its day. Unfortunately, the Palantir price was run up by retail traders and Wall Street bets, but they are a quality company, one that I believe in. So I'm not worried about that in long term. Thanks, Maddie. I didn't buy leaps. No, I bought 6-month play. They're not leaps, but I bought stocks. I bought stock in Amazon back in the summertime of 2020, and then throughout the fall, I bought long-term positions. So I bought like short-dated and the long-term dated options on Amazon. All right, so the action has popped up here to 473.30 and just kind of fizzled out just a touch. Tesla's up 5%, going for 1,200 again. Think we get a dip from these heights today or infinite bull? It wouldn't be hard pressed to think we get a little bit of a profit taken from here. Usually it happens, 10 o'clock ish, somewhere around there, Central, 11 o'clock Eastern. And then, like I said, until I see a reversal in trend or in data, because everything else is quite bullish, I wouldn't even consider puts, me personally. I like to take the high probability play. High probability play is calls on any bounce, or if we finally get a bounce off R5 and go up, we take calls up there. Very bullish day. Look at that, Blaze. Nicely done. Nicely done. Amazon's down 48 points, down to 1.29%. Still up over 36. The fact that they popped over 37.90. I can't wait until they actually pop 4,000. It's going to be a great day. I hope we get there before the market tanks. Down to 20. Wow. Back in November. I remember that spike. All right, so new watch list is posted, and I'm just hanging out waiting for a break up or down. And just waiting right up here. Not too much going on at the moment after a nice bullish, strong bullish morning. Anybody have any questions? I'll be happy to answer as much as I can while we're waiting for this thing. I'll be lobstering the chart as usual, waiting for the plays. I got my call order form up and ready to go. This time I'm clicking in 4 clicks above the bid because I am not missing another play. That's 2 plays missed so far. So, yeah, it's been a while futuristic for sure. In fact, let's take a look at the 1-year chart. That's a great observation here. So, take a look at the 1 year and look at that green candle on the 1 year. Massive. Let's see if we get a wick out or do we maintain. Actually, that's a great idea, Mojo. This is a fantastic spot for a straddle. November 24th, 473s. Yep, but we're not going to pin our R5 the rest of the afternoon. So I do think that we're either going to come off this to the upside or the downside. So yeah, I wouldn't have taken a straddle this morning because there was way too much. There was way too much strong movement in one direction right out of the gate. So I think you would have spent too much time losing on the puts and managing that position than you would. But when you actually enter a consolidationary period like this, and you expect another move up or down, I think it's a great idea. It's a great idea, especially when you're not sure. Hey, we're already extended. We've had the big bullish move. We've got some top wicks here. It could very well bounce and go higher to R6, which is the biggest level of gamma. and it could pull towards that, or we could reject and have a little profit taken, maybe come down to R4, maybe below. So I think it's a good idea. So yeah. R6 is R6, 474.05. How far do you typically buy SPY options? Anywhere from 2 days to 4 days is where I've been doing it the past few months. You would, but the thing popped out of the gate so fast. When are you actually going to enter a straddle? For me, I like to enter straddles in after a consolidation period where you think there's going to be a larger move one way or the other, enough to at least make you money on the position. So here, there wouldn't have been a desolate. Maybe right here you could probably throw in a straddle if you thought there was going to be a big move. But with that strong bullish action, like where would you actually get a strong entry for a straddle? If I had that much conviction upward momentum, I would have just taken a call, which I tried to multiple times. So I like to enter straddles after consolidation and with anticipate a move. Yeah, real estate. I do. I've got 2 videos posted about that, and then of course I talk about it every day here in the Discord. So yeah, for sure, I'd love to teach y'all. For sure. Yeah, R3 was a strong resistance, and it blew through it like it was nothing. That's right, Jimmy. That's right. Straddles are for levels of big move with uncertainty and direction. The XLK is topped out here, 174. XLV is climbing. XLF, 39.69. All right, so consumer discretionary giving a little bit back. Everything else is pretty much mimicking each other, though. Kind of have this poppy top area here where we've been grinding out. VIX now is coming on down. Be aware, VIX is almost to its pivot, 1729. It's 11 points off of that. Amazon's down 1.5%. Yeah, that's a great time to do the straddles, Jeff. It's a prime time right before a level where you anticipate a long move, but you're not sure of the direction. Earnings reports, FOMC is a great one. A couple of different methods. And I talked about that in the video I posted. There's a couple of different methods in which you can play the straddles. All right, so still hovering right up here at R3. Which I buy calls if we dip below R5. It's really going to be dependent on here. The one thing I definitely don't want to, I've already missed 2 call plays today. The one thing I definitely don't want to do is lose on calls on a very bullish day. That's like salt in the wound. So I want to be very strategic with my entry. And I'll probably be buying confirmation off of R5. If we do come down to R4, I'll be looking for another play there and just see how the market plays out. I'll let the market situation present itself. If I have to sit here for an hour and watch for an entry, so be it. But yeah, I want to, my whole theme, it's what I said in pre-market this morning. I want to avoid scalps. Yet last week was a week of scalps. Too many scalps for my liking. I want to take a play that's going to, play out to yield me a decent return. A little less stress too, because scalps are a little more stressful than other plays. So I want to take a more high confidence play. Brian, if you go to the left and click under, make sure your Discord is linked to the Patreon account, and then you'll see it under pre-market analysis. It's on the left side under the Patreon exclusive channels. Man, look at that green candle right off R5. So watch these previous little highs here for a break upward. How to press the urge of entering position. I don't know. To me, I don't like. I guess it's experience, because to me, like, yeah, I missed a couple of plays, but normally I'd be chomping out the bit to get in a position. But here, it's like there's going to be more plays. This is not the last time it's going to happen. We could have had some more volatility going into this week, although I anticipate some flatness. I didn't even like this is even a lot more than I anticipated. So, it is just wait for the next setup. I let my system do the talking. I let the setup present itself. My best trades are when the clouds part and the play sets up nicely and I have no stress on entering. Like when I have no problem hitting the buy button. That's my best play, and usually it reflects that itself in my trading log with the percentage gains. So here I don't want to play this stuff because we have a lot of red and green. We're currently at extended levels at R5. Are we going to have some profit taken before a rip, or are we just going to base here and then rip higher in the afternoon? And that's what I'll be watching for, confirmation. Just got to put in a call, going to test out the straddle. There you go. There you go. Yeah, I'm watching the premiums on this. I've got a 473 SPY straddle pulled up for y'all, and they've dropped from 313 to 309. Just a little bit of decay there, but that's the way straddles roll. So I'm going to hold off a little bit if I do elect to enter one, just to see if we can get a move off of this. But It's chopping right at R5. Right at R5. All right, so still waiting right here. So I'll be watching. I'll be watching. What's one thing you could tell your younger self who had just started trading? Be patient. Don't use large position sizes and cut your losses. Patience is a huge thing. In my reading this weekend, a lot of stuff I figure, everything, all the good tidbits that I come out of the market are very rarely a technical indicator or a technical piece of data. It's all emotional stuff. And even all the best traders that I follow, all the best people that I read about, it's all emotional based. The best traders are emotional based. So it's like if 95% of the system is emotional, why do we spend 95% of our efforts on our system and on the technical aspects? Why not trying to tidy up the emotional edge? Because it is literally, if I were to give me someone that's got a 20% win rate that has a decent system, I could take that same system, pick it up, and put it in a well successful trader's hands. He could make it successful with 90%. So it's all about managing your expectations and your emotions. And that's the difference between a successful trader and an unsuccessful trader. Trading like a robot. It does, yeah, it does, Chris. It actually works very well. Would I have lifted myself? Who knows? Who knows? I was a young dumb trader back then, so who knows if I would have listened to myself. VIX coming down to their pivot. Almost there. It's still pinned right there, but it's falling slowly. They did. Yeah, look up vet session ranges. Vet session ranges. All right, little red here. Little red. Not much. All right, so after a lot of excitement coming up here in the morning time, we've got a little bit of boring chop still pinned right on this level. So, yeah, I'll be watching for the afternoon, taking a play. Friday will definitely be a boring day for sure. It's going to be the day after Thanksgiving, and then there's going to be a shortened hours anyway. So I would anticipate probably maybe a shorter stream on Friday, but we'll go into Monday, Wednesday, Friday with some, or today, tomorrow, and Wednesday with some open eyes. See if we can get some plays in. That's right, Lester. Yeah, it is a lesson you have to learn for yourself because it's like people have two sides of the brain. They've got the technical side that they learn, the data that they learn, the teachings, and then they got the right side, who's who you are as a person, how emotional you are, how do you handle stress, how do you handle, do you have a gambling habit, do you treat the market respectfully, that type of thing. And you have to start to balance that towards the technical side and away from your emotional side. And it does take experience. It takes maturity to do that. Because you could have all the data, all the know-how in the world, but you miss a few plays. Like for this morning, for example, you miss a few bull plays, you miss a few call entries, and all you want to do is get in the play, and you start buying at the top, and now you're in a losing position, and then you end up losing a call on a very bullish day, and it just everything goes downhill from there. Or you take too big a position size because you think, all you think about is if I use a big position size, I'll get the big win. You don't want to take a small position size because you're missing out on gains. So, and then you start getting smoked. And maybe it works 2 weeks in a row, and all it takes is you can't figure out why your balance can't get any higher. It's because you win for 2 weeks in a row, and then you take 100% position size and you smoke your account over and over and over again. So you just end up treading water for weeks, months until you finally have a losing streak and you get wiped out. And that's the problem. Good, Jordan. Good. Let it come down. What time do you usually trade? I usually trade from market open until about 10 o'clock Central, which is about 15 minutes away. If it's volatile, I'll stay on a little longer. When you see the market consolidating like now after the move, do you take a straddle? I try to pinpoint the end of the consolidation because straddles you want to avoid consolidation as much as possible. You want to enter on the back end of consolidation if you think the move is uncertain. Strangles, for example, if you want to go short a strangle, you want that to consolidate. So you want to take a short strangle in the beginning of consolidation, and you want to take a long straddle at the end of consolidation. And you can start playing those together. So right now, I want to wait for a bigger move. I want to kind of look throughout the market to say, hey, is a big move imminent? And we never know. XLV has been climbing all morning. XLF is at the top with a red candle. So things are shaking up just a touch at this top of R5. So if I start to see the volume candle start to tick up and this price action start to shake a little bit, maybe we'll consider taking a straddle and then go from there. We also are at the top of Veterans range, pinned right on top, which is co-altitude with R5. Sometimes I do, Jeff. Yep. Still holding one contract that I'm up 200%. Should I lock it in? It'd be done for the day or a SPY going higher. Well, right now you're starting to fight theta and you're starting to fight this decreasing price action. And my question to you is, what else do you want? Is 200% not enough? Do you want 300%? And you can, or there's a couple of different methods. One, you can close it out. You can always rebuy. Two, you could scale out, take 50% of the position off, and let the other 50 position ride if you're high enough to go up. I'll tell you, in my experience, every time I've been sitting on a large win on some calls, nearly 100% of the time, I wish I would have closed the entire position when on that type of a gain. Nearly 100% of the time, I wish I would have just taken my profits when I'm up 200%, 300% like that. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm just going to kind of give you a few scenarios on which I would formulate my thoughts. All right, a little bit of red right through R5. VIX, not quite getting to the pivot, but that's fine. Okay. Well, 200% is pretty awesome. So, I mean, even if you do miss out on a 300, if it goes to 300%, are you going to be upset about that? You have a 200% win. Yeah, you're exactly right. Yeah, theta is a big problem with the straddles. That's why the short strangles are a better option for consolidation period. Because these straddles do get hit with IV. That's why you want to take a straddle at the last half of the consolidation, so you can avoid the most amount of theta burn. Oh, thanks, Jenzy. Appreciate that. All right, VIX red candle. Right through that consolidation. Nice, America. Well done. Well done. No, see, there are two different VIXs on TradingView, Miguel. Make sure you're doing the TVC VIX, and that'll make sure you get the live VIX, not the delayed VIX. Well, we've got the VIX coming down to a potential pivot. That doesn't mean it's going to, but that's a potential pivot. Right now, it usually does a good amount of some sort of action around this time, and we're still holding R5 here. Now, the whole problem is that the market now is very supportive of an upward move. Everything is very strong except for Amazon and Google right now. Facebook is bouncing back up. Tesla is up 5.5. Nvidia, and so on and so forth. Maybe, Chris, maybe. So if the VIX does hit that pivot and bounce, I would anticipate some sort of down action on SPY. Not much. It all depends on the move. Right now, we're very high and we have a lot of support keeping us up here. And like I said, for me, I'm not going to go anytime. I'm not even going to look at puts right now until I see an overarching theme change in the market. So much red on your watch list. Which watch list you got? I see a whole bunch of green on my watch list. The bonds are definitely red. Right now, they've kind of had this choppy, slightly downtrending action since Friday's close. And the VIX now is coming down a little bit of green here as we approach this pivot just above it. So far, definitely a very wide range day for sure. For sure. Oh, yeah, that's why it's red. You have a. Okay, yeah. Yeah, if you're gonna be looking at a watch list for a sentiment, I would recommend getting some big hitters in there. Those are all very small players and probably most likely not to move the market. So definitely, my watch list is intended to be a litmus test for the market. I want to look at the market, my watch list, and be able to tell overarching. It's basically my version of a heat map to be able to tell how the market is looking at. So. So 472.97. Not much movement. Just looking through here, looking through here. Yeah, so it's about 10 o'clock. I'm probably going to go ahead and sign off at 10 o'clock because not all that much is happening right now after that big bullish run up. The VIX. So the VIX is strongly correlated with SPY and monitors the options volatility. It's great to monitor because it's going to give you the volatility index for it. So when things start popping on the VIX, volatility starts entering the market. Usually for a volatile move in SPY on a bullish market like this, where we're kind of grinding up on low IV, a high volatile move usually presents itself in a downward action in SPY, a sell-off. So it's definitely important to monitor the VIX. So bonds still chopping in this range. Yeah, so the bonds right now, they are, for the most part, flat. A little bit of downward action here. I'm not going to pay too much attention until I just start to see them test one side of the range or the other. Right now, the VIX to me is probably more of a focal point as it's starting to hit down here at this pivot. There we go. A little bit of red action down to R4. Let's see what's happened through tech here. Oh, all right. So there is some selling coming into tech. Amazon's still doing its thing. Facebook, nice red candle there, giving back some Facebook stuff. Google's down, which are that one. Amazon and Google are the ones that have been down all morning. Nvidia's got a little bit of red here. Tesla as well, but still up. So if those players start to come down, we might have some selling action here as we come down to R4. Look at that. Big red candles right there. Potentially, yeah, Bob. Definitely. Yeah, I'm not worried about catching little put entries like this. I'm more focused on buying calls on the bounce if we get that. And then once we start breaking through R4, R5, then I'll start looking at puts. But this stuff I'm not interested in playing puts here because I'm looking for the more high probability play. Nice, Chris. All right, here, let me take a look. All right, so we've got the auction date Monday the 22nd. Settlement date the 26th. Auction date's 13 weeks and the 26 weeks for that one. And the 2 years and 5 year notes. Okay. All right, so we've got a bounce off of R4 here, a little bit of bottom wick with a green candle. Nope, they were on the bids. I clicked in 1 or 2 cents above, like I always do, but they just moved so fast I couldn't get filled. That's why on my last call that I had pulled up, I had 4 clicks above, but I didn't try to get in those. So. Analysis paralysis comes with fear. That's where you get your fear. And I talked about this on my Twitter this past weekend. I made a post about that. The 2 biggest emotions that we face are fear and greed. You consistently miss entries because you're afraid of losing, and you're greedy because you want more and more and more out of an already winning position, and then you watch that baby reverse on you and go red. So greed and fear are the 2 biggest things. Analysis paralysis kind of ties into fear. You're just afraid of being wrong. You're afraid of losing. Once you accept that you're going to make losing plays no matter what you do, you can kind of let that go. Now, obviously, you don't want to be losing all the time. Then you have something fundamentally wrong. But if you've got a sound system that you are basing your thesis on, that's technically savvy as well as fundamentally savvy, you should be able to start putting some wins together. And sometimes when you see, you know in your gut when there's a decent setup approaching. So sometimes you just got to take a play. Sometimes you just got to take a play and let the card shake out. Yep, still the same ones, Cosmic. Thoughts on Shop? I did remember reading that the online reseller market like Shopify and Etsy and all that stuff is the strongest it's ever been. It's actually expected to increase greatly over the course of 2022, 2023. So long-term progress on those type of positions, I would be bullish on. So. All right, tech is coming down hard here. A lot of red starting to creep into the tech sectors. Nvidia, Tesla, red. Apple, a little bit of red. If Apple starts going real red, then it could get hairy. And SPY is kind of get that roundy look. Roundy look. VIX is starting to bounce here. Look at that green candle off VIX. Qs are starting to fill out that red candle. So right here will pretty much be a decision point whether or not I think we're going to bounce or continue to fall. VIX was starting to bounce up there. They had a little red there. And Qs now are starting to fill that red candle. So things are looking hairy for the Qs. SPY selling volume is picking up here. Qs, I'm sorry, are trying to give back all of its morning gains. Almost there. And SPY's got a bit of longer way to go. But if they do that, that'll change the nature considerably. Red candles all over this 3 minute. Let's take a look at the 5 here. Nice red candle on the 5 minute. 15 minute definitely looking roundy, and red city so far. Still dropping. So that VIX almost got down there within a few cents of that pivot. This is right at that 10 o'clock. At 10 o'clock time, change to 11 o'clock Eastern time. Somewhere around there, we usually have some sort of a move. And bam. Coming on down. Still filling out healthy red candles here. Man, big red still dropping. So coming off of 473.52 now to a $1.50 move down to 472.32. QQQ is just dropping, giving it all back. Where's this biggest action coming from? Facebook's driving it. Google's still lower. Nvidia's dropping, giving some back. Gave back a few percentage points. Tesla's trying to hold on. So we'll see. Straight red since 9:36. Nice, Robin. Well done. Are we going to give it all back? That's the thing. Are we completely going to change and give it back? Now it's come to the point we pop through here. Things are going to start shaking out. People, if sell orders start getting hit, this thing will drill. Definitely a range day though, for sure. Big range day. It does, Lee Rat, for sure. Yep, it will. Well, Veteran talks about the 10:05 Eastern time magic, not the Central time. But yeah. A little bit of green candle right here. Watch that VIX. Q's got a little bit of green, not much there. Yeah, even Veteran was talking about the nighttime is controlled by the computers. So if you're going to be doing those 24/7 SPX trades, you're fighting the computers all night. Good luck with that. If I bought calls here, would I ride them out? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Nice, Justin. All right, so we have a little green consolidating here. Qs came all down and gave it all back. Look at that. So we have that bounce there. Maybe Qs finally found support, and we'll head back up here. So that's something to consider. Gave it all back. Big sell-off there. With Microsoft coming down here, Amazon, Facebook, Google, Tesla, everything right there. Can it give back more? We'll see. We'll see. But SPY's got a couple of greens. Nothing too strong at the moment after a very strong morning. Volume has died off. Selling volume has stepped back in. And we're testing VWAP. What do I think about SPY contracts being tradable, SPX contracts being tradable 24/7? It's not going to affect me. I'm not trading that. I will be curious to see how it affects the volume. But yeah, it's not something I intend to participate in too much. Nice, going the distance 6 for 6. As long as the fee structure is the same, yeah, it probably would shake. All right, y'all. Well, that is 10:14. I'm going to go ahead and call that a morning. And yeah, so got a few things got to take care of. And I'll still be watching the market. I'll still be monitoring the Discord. If volatility does step back in here and we get a big move one way or the other, we'll come back on for an afternoon sesh in the Patreon room. So thank you all for being here. Appreciate you taking the time, as usual, to spend the morning with us. Hope you made some money on the big run up and had a little more success than I did. But yeah, crazy move this week or today in the week of Turkey Day. Remember the short week. We've got a bond auction coming up today. We've got Turkey Day on Thursday, and we've got a short week on Friday. Significant amount of gamma expiring on the 24th, so be aware of some pinning that might be going on once we reach that level. So thank y'all for being here. I appreciate it. Yes, Patreoners, be on the lookout for the afternoon YouTubers. I will see you again on Wednesday morning. Be on the lookout for that. Till next time, trade smart, be smart. I'm out.